Look at the road. I'm not. I'm looking at the camera. So this week, the Nashville Symphony will be performing the work of a Holocaust survivor, Schoenberg. They're going to be doing a spoken word piece called "Survivor from Warsaw," and they've actually got somebody who was in a concentration camp, who survived living in a concentration camp, to read it, and that's George Takei, who was interned during World War II in, well, we don't like to call them concentration camps in the U.S., but that's what they were for the Japanese. I always kind of wonder, everybody says, oh, it's completely different, but if the war had gone the other way, if the Japanese had conquered California, the Sierra Nevadas, and were pushing up the Colorado and Columbia River valleys toward the American heartland, what would we have done with those Japanese in the concentration camps? Step one is round them up. Step two is put them in a camp. There's only one step after that. I mean, the U.S. government had already taken steps 1 and 2. As an interesting aside, we always associate fortune cookies with Chinese food, right? Chinese food is where you get your fortune cookie. But actually, the fortune cookie is a Japanese thing. They were being made in San Francisco by a Japanese company, and delivered to all kinds of restaurants because San Francisco, 1940s, a lot of fusion cuisine. But when all the Japanese got interned, there was no one left to work in this factory, so Chinese people took it over, and fortune cookies became a Chinese thing because of the U.S. government putting Japanese people in concentration camps. So I guess that's your upside to it. But I kind of wonder what George Takei is trying to say here, and I think I may have just said it, but good for him. There's the road again.